I got a list of cologne fragrances here that work well in the warmer weather. And I'm into these kind of fragrances right now, just tired of the winter and cold weather fragrances. So first up is Green Envy from Alexandria. This is a clone of Greenleaf from PDM. One of my favorites from PDM, actually. I love this fragrance. It does have that green apple shampoo, freshy kind of smell, but I love it. It's just so versatile and invigorating to me. I really appreciate this scent profile. It's citrus, woodsy, and it's got that apple and oak moss combination that just works for me. I love it. Works great in warm weather. You can wear this in spring or summer. It's fresh, green, fruity, citrus, woody. Great green apple note, some orange, bergamot, and woods. It's got some petitgrain violet and a little bit of amber tones to it with musk as it dries down with the oak moss. Great fragrance, very versatile. This could be like a signature scent for somebody in the warmer weather. And this is really close to the PDM. I got a sample of that, and this is over 85%, maybe closer to 90% close. And the PDM is a great fragrance too, but this is a great budget alternative for it. Next up, I got two options for you for Acqua di Gio Profumo. Love that fragrance. That's a Hall of Fame fragrance, one of the best Acqua di Gios, one of the best aquatic scent profiles, period, to me. I love that scent profile. So I got this Profound Aqua from Parfums Vintage. They're a little more expensive, but this is a really amped up profile. Some of the notes are amped up, and it's got this nice ambergris note they use, and it's a very good performance. This is from Fragrance World, this Aqua di EDF Profumo by Essencia. That's Fragrance World actually makes this. And it's really close to the original, 85% close, but the performance isn't as good. It's a little more synthetic. I like to layer these two. A vent scent layering combination looks really good, and both of these will get you really close to the original. And the original is getting really hard to find and very expensive when you can find it. So I want to preserve the last little bit I got, so I pretty much just wear these all the time. It's aquatic, fresh, spicy, citrus, and woody. The original's got these aquatic notes off the top with bergamot, and then there's these spices, and then you get some rosemary, sage, and geranium. But in the base, it's that frankincense and patchouli that darkens it up with that real like a dark navy blue scent profile. Love this fragrance. Great aquatic fragrance, and really puts me in a good mood every time I wear it. And I just never get tired of smelling it either. You know how some scent profiles you get tired of. Every time I wear this, it's just like, oh man, this is so good. All right, the next up are a couple clones of Roja Elysium. Just a mass-pleasing, super versatile fragrance. I love that fragrance. It's a Hall of Fame, and I got a couple budget options here for you. The first up is Zion. It's like the original. It's got the fresh, citrus, fruity, woody, spicy tones to it. Just a mass-pleasing, could be a daily driver for spring and summer. Super nice fragrance. And this is getting you about 85% close, a little bit less natural smelling, and a little more synthetic, and not quite as nice on the opening, but as it starts drying down, it gets really close to the original. And then I got another one that has the opposite problem. It captures the opening really good, but then just no performance on this one. It kind of dies off, and it doesn't have nowhere near the longevity of the original. And the original is far from beast mode, but you get grapefruit, lime, bergamot, lemon, musk off the top. You get that blackcurrant note throughout it with some apple and some florals. Then there's some woods and leather as it dries down with a little bit of musk. Just a great fragrance. Really close to the original, like I say, especially in the opening, but this one just kind of falls off in performance. So I got kind of a layering hack. I layer these two together, and it kind of captures the original really close. It's very close when I wear these two together, because the one helps the other with performance, and the other one helps the other with the brightness, and it works out really good. But yeah, Roja Elysium, you can't go wrong with the real thing too. It's not a super high-priced Roja fragrance, because some of those are super high-priced, and that one's not as bad. So great fragrance, and these are great budget alternatives to it. All right, next up is Legendary Night from Dua, and this is Percival from Parfums de Marly, but on steroids. This thing's got super strong projection. The notes are amped up, and it's good 85% close. There's some little bit of quality difference in the Parfums de Marly, but it's just really nice, really close, and you're getting great performance. Percival is just is a mass-pleasing, easy, niche, dumb reach fragrance. That fragrance just works. You grab that one, everybody's going to like the way you smell. You're going to like the way you smell. It's going to work for pretty much any kind of situation in warmer weather, and just mass-pleasing scent profile. It's fresh, spicy, citrus, a little bit of aquatics, dries down to a nice woods. It's got these aromatic notes off the top with some orange, pink pepper, and bergamot, some lavender, coriander, geranium, jasmine, violet, and a little bit of a cinnamon note too you can pick up, but you got to kind of really search for it to pick up that cinnamon note. Then as it dries down, you got the balsam fir, pepper, spices, musk, and tonka bean. Just a well-blended fragrance. great signature scent type of niche perfumery if you was looking for something like that. If you just want to pick out a niche perfumery that not everybody's smelling like, and this would be something you would have to consider because it's just a well-crafted fragrance and very mass-pleasing in the niche scent profile, because usually the niche scent profile, they're going to go a little, maybe not as mass-pleasing. But this one just works, and did a good job on this. All right, a scent profile that I really got into this spring, never really thought it was that great until something clicked this spring, is xerjoff Torino 21. And so I went hunting down a bunch of the clones of it. I got a sample of it, and then I went hunting down a bunch of clones of it, and I tried the Dua, I tried the Alexandria, I tried the Montagna, and by far the best one was this generic perfumes version. This version here is about, it starts out off just a little bit for the first like 15-20 seconds right at the opening, and then after that, as it dries down and gets going, the life of the fragrance throughout, I've tested it side by side many times because I've been wearing this fragrance a lot. It's over 90% close. The Dua, that was the worst. It's maybe 70% close. The Montagna, or however you pronounce that one's maybe 80% close or whatever, it's off. And then the Alexandria is maybe like closer to 85% close. So that's the order of them. This one is by far the best. This one's that gives me I was thinking I was just going to get a bottle of this, but this held me off from getting a bottle. I'm happy with the generic perfume version. And generic really does good on all these fragrances. But back to Torino 21 itself, the scent profile. It's perfect spring fragrance. It's got these fresh, citrus, green, aquatic, spicy scent profiles here. It's a little bit of a herbal tone to it too. It's aromatic. It's perfect for spring. It's uplifting with the greenness. Now this works great in the summer too. I haven't had any real warm days to wear it yet, but I have worked to the gym and stuff, and got pretty heated up, and it's great. So this is perfect for summer too, but I really like it in the spring. It's got mint, lemon, basil, thyme off the rip, and then you got blackcurrant, jasmine, lavender, and rosemary, and then some musk as it dries down. Yeah, just great fragrance. This is spring in a bottle to me, and generic perfume just killed it on this version. All right, another fragrance I consider really great for the spring season, I've liked this one for quite a while, is Apex from Roja. I have a little decan of the original, and this is Emir's version, Emir Vertex. So it's not exactly like Apex. I've worn these side by side and tested this many times. Just a twist on the DNA. It's like 70 to 80% there, but I actually like the twist. I don't know that it's better, but I don't know that it's worse either. It's a little bit brighter version of the Apex. The real Apex is a little bit darker. This has a little bit of the bergamot and lemon brightness off the top, and kind of throughout the fragrance, the whole life of it, that kind of like makes it just a slightly brighter version of it, and I like that. Now it does smell a little more synthetic, and doesn't have all the realistic naturals and the quality of ingredients of the original. The original is better, but not by a lot. I really like how this one wears, in that what's so great about it in the spring is it's just so green. I mean, the bottle and the coloration is perfect. It's green, spicy, woody. It's fresh with a lot of citrus, especially this version of it. It's got some woods in it as it dries down. It's really mossy too as it dries down. Some fresh spices, some amber notes, sweet. It's a little balsamic as it dries down, and earthy. Yeah, I love this one. This is a really great spring fragrance, and I really like this interpretation of it. I was thinking about getting a bottle of this, and the more I wore these side by side, I'm good enough with this clone. I like this version of it. Great fragrance for spring. Would work in the summer, but this is better in the spring. Next is Sceptre Malachite from Maison Alhambra. God of Fire clone. And to me, God of Fire is one of the better releases of the last few years. That one is just so nice. It's just a mass-pleasing, like almost niche designer scent profile that just works. Male or female, it's unisex right down the middle. They really knocked it out of the park on that release. And this is a great interpretation of it. I've got a decan of the original. I've done many side-by-sides. And this is nice. This is $20. Great bottle, great atomizer on this. Doesn't smell cheap. There is a little more of a floral note on this when you do a side-by-side, but this actually projects and lasts longer than God of Fire. With all the citruses and freshness, like these kind of fragrances just aren't built to last that long. You're not going to get super performance out of a real citrus-heavy fragrance, but this does a little bit better than the original. And the original is great. The original does smell a little more quality and all that, but this doesn't smell cheap, and this is close, and this is a really good one to wear. And this works in spring or summer. It's fruity, sweet, fresh, citrus, woody. Just a real nice mango, lemon, ginger, pink pepper off the top. Then it's got these woods and musk and amber notes as it dries down. A little bit of jasmine and florals in the middle of it. Yeah, great fragrance. And this is a great interpretation of it. For $20, this is a no-brainer banger. All right, Armaf Odyssey Mandarin Sky is a clone of Scandal Pour Homme from JPG. This one's about maybe 80% close, a little bit more synthetic smelling, but it's still nice. This is a nice fragrance. Works good in the spring or the fall. It's got a real nice bright mandarin orange off the top, so you get that right out of the gate. Then it kind of starts drying down into more of like a gourmand fragrances. So it's sweet, creamy, citrus, synthetic, and then, as I said, it's kind of a gourmand style fragrance. So kind of a nice juxtaposition of fragrances, kind of an interesting scent profile JPG came up with. The mandarin orange off the top is really bright with sage and saffron. And then it starts drawing down into like caramel, tonka bean, and broxen, cedar, and some like a dirty vetiver note. So yeah, very interesting fragrance. Works good in spring or fall. It's a pretty decent clone of it. Pretty good performance on this too. This thing projects for like 3 or 4 hours pretty well, and it can be cloying. So be careful watching this in the warmer weather, or how many sprays you do on this, because it'll get cloying really quick. So 3 or 4 sprays is all I like in the warmer weather, and that's plenty. Dua Intense Homme is a clone of the discontinued Dior Homme Owl from Dior. So this is a spot-on clone almost. I got a decant of the original, and this is almost a 1-to-1 spot-on, except with better performance. So this is one where Dua, did a discontinued fragrance and up the performance. So love it when they do something like this. And this one is amazingly close. Powdery, fresh, sweet, woody floral. It's got this grapefruit, bergamot, and coriander off the top. Real nice iris note in this. Then it dries down to a woods. It's got that Dior smell to it. If you've smelled a lot of Diors and known Diors, they got a certain smell to them. Well, it's here. Dua replicated it. So yeah, this is a great one. Love this one, and really expensive and hard to even find an original of this one. So this is another one where the Dua just knocked it out of the park. If you made it this far, like, subscribe, and comment. That helps the algorithm. And me and Inky really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch.